the fact that this team has made the playoffs after everything that went on in the offseason, preseason, everyone predicting this, that, and this, everything else for you, Tyler?
Yeah, well, I think it just shows the type of group that we have as a unit. A lot of people had opinions. A lot of people said a bunch of things about us, how we were going to be, how many games we were going to win, or how many we were going to lose. I think the biggest thing is just for us as a team, like, that allowed us to bond more together. It allowed us to be able to just go out there and play free. Like, we really didn't have anything to lose. We more so have everything to gain just in general because nobody has any expectations of us. And, I mean, if you want to be honest, it feels so refreshing to be able to play when people don't have any expectations on you. It's like, they expect you to make mistakes. They expect you to lose. They expect you not to make it a game. And so for us, it's like, okay, well, let's just go out there and play, and let's just see what can happen.
But and I guess the phrase, the words that Geno Smith used way back in September is kind of a mantra for this team that, folks wrote him off, but he didn't write back. It's kind of the entire team, one would say. Right, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, man. I think, like, the biggest thing about sometimes within the media is everything is opinion driven, and and sometimes they don't understand how a team is made, and they don't understand what a team can look like and what they can do. And when people buy in, when we understand the system, when we learn the system, it doesn't matter, like, none of that stuff really matters. And so I think for us, like, we had to really buy in and understand what is it that our coaches want us to learn about the system or the new defense that we're learning and stuff like that. And, this was our second year learning Shane Waldron's system. And, the more and more that we were able to understand it and learn and play in it, it became a little bit more easier to be able to go out there and play rather than us, to kind of go out there and kind of think things through or figure out if we were doing things right. So, I mean, I think just time allowed us to continue to learn how to be better for one another.
That said, the Seahawks still needed some help to get into the playoffs. Walk me through your Sunday night football watching party, if there was. Yeah. What was that? What happened?
Yeah, well, once we were able to get past the Rams, that was a crazy game just in general. But it's always cool to win in overtime on a game-winning field goal and stuff. But yeah, once the game was over, I was able to go home. I was with my fiance and my mom, great grandma, and aunt, and we were just sitting in the living room. At first, I wasn't gonna watch the game, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just watch the game because Pete had said something that really stuck with me. He was like, we ended off on a good note. Either we're preparing for next season, the way that we just finished, or if we get another chance, we'll take advantage of that in the playoffs. And so it kind of let a lot of the nerves go where I could just watch the game and understand, like, don't get mad at certain plays. Just let the game play out, and if we're supposed to be in there, we're going to be in there. And so I was definitely cheering when DJ Shark ended up catching that little stick route to win the game.
And so you were surrounded by family. Do you have your phone out? Are you texting any of your colleagues, your comrades during the game, or no? You don't do that?
Oh, man, I think I called Quandre in the game, maybe the third quarter, I think. And, after that, my dad called me whenever they got the fourth down conversion. I called Geno. It was a great feeling because sometimes, man, when you need something to happen or you need a team to lose, it just seemed like that never happened. And so it was just kind of cool, just growing up. It's just kind of cool to finally see, okay, we won. Now we need this team to win. Oh, this team won. We in. You know what I mean? So it's better when you can control your destiny, but it was a really cool feeling to kind of see it play out, for us.
Tyler Lockett here on the Rich Eisen Show, and I could ask you, what Pete does. I mean, you just mentioned how he even said something sending you home after that win over the Rams to keep your season alive and needing some help, and how he said, hey, either we've just finished up strong to prepare for next year, or we'll take advantage of an opportunity in the playoffs if we get it. Now, that kind of calmed your nerves in a way, or set your mind right. But it really is, and I witnessed this in Munich, being around the team for that game against the Bucks prior to that game, and I know you didn't win, but It really is just a philosophy or just an emotion or attitude that he has that everybody acts just chill or themselves and bouncing off the walls. There was this video this week that went viral over the last 24 hours. I don't know if you saw it, Tyler, where Gino's doing the gritty, and then Pete comes zipping around the corner on a scooter, you know, and it's just like, you know, like a circus. But that's the way it is there every day, right? Like I can already hear it in the background in this phone call.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, I think Pete does a great job making it real fun, and he creates an atmosphere where you can be yourself and just bring who you are to the facility every single day. You know, one of the biggest things just about being a Seahawk and being here is you got to be able to learn how to be self-motivated and self-driven, because sometimes you can get lost in all of that and you forget why you're even here. And so you got to be able to understand how to provide structure for yourself and how to be able to, like, you know, keep each other accountable so that we don't get lost in the fun and the atmosphere that Pete tries to create, because, you know, that's what makes this an amazing place. And when you can balance that out, you learn how to have fun, you learn how to compete, and you learn how to be able to win, not only just in the victories, but you learn how to win even in the losses and stuff like that, because you start learning how to be able to capitalize off of the mistakes that you made. You start learning how to be able to overcome things. And so, you know, a lot of people don't understand you can win and still lose. You know, so, you know, we just try to look into everything in a depth way to where it helps us learn how to be better.
But I imagine you also got to have your head on a swivel, because the coach scooter could come around the corner at any time, right? Is he on that all the time, Tyler? On that
what
scooter?
do you mean?
Is he on the scooter all the time, Coach? Because you got to, you know, you could just zip around the corner at any moment in time. You got to have your head on a swivel walking around, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's times where you got to keep your head on a swivel, but for the most part, like, you know, when you're on the scooter, you're kind of like going in hallways and stuff where most players aren't, you know, walking through. So it makes it easier. It just so happened we practiced in the indoor, and we all came out right where the scooter was coming.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.